あ、あ、あ、あ、お、お、これあれか。なるほど。これをこうして、こうじゃな。ふぅ。えーっちょっと待ってね。皆さん、こんばんは。こんにちは。こんばんは。これでよくて、ツイッチも、配信ができてると。よし、それじゃあ、やっていこうかなと思います。間違えた。危ねえ。ちょっとこのやばい画面、ちょっと、一旦こっちにやって、うーんと、
ウォチパ動画情報 UR
はい。ということで、今日もこれを見ていこうかなと思います。YouTube の人は概要欄を見てもらえればいいかなと。で、はい。はい。えーっと、昨日はここまで見たんで、今日はギャラクティック3から見ていこうと思います。
It's time for another Galactic Grand Prix, right after a major balance change and new mirror tracks were released.
I see. Oh god, okay. Deathwind 2.
Falcon was buffed in the last
Okay, I gotta
patch,
focus here.
so now let's see how it can perform. Starting on the right side is slower, so he's going to start behind in the pack.
スーパーガイのやつやな、これは。
Let's have to start with the right side.
This is going to make it more difficult to get to the zippers while being in the pack.
Jesus. That's not good.
And there was a glorp from a goose.
That's fine. Everything's fine.
グース99。
Everything's fine. I got that?
Delayed KO. That's helpful.
Honestly, I might just go for a second Skyway. I usually never go for second Skyway on this track, but I'm like really stuck in the crowd.
And bang
いや
up
ー、
goes
今の痛えな。
That's a really tough turn to make.
This is not good. Oh, this is really not good.
スカイ乗ったら勝ち。
How is he going to get out of this?
Just get me out of here.
So this is an alternative Skyway. It's usually people's second Skyway choice. It's not the best, but it gets you out.
もう今だったらこれだったら、このスピードだったらもう切られてる。間違いなく。サイボン。サイボン。
And
And I can never
again.
hit that booster either.
いやー、
Ugh.
怖いね、これ。 スカイ、まだあるか。
Just live.
So
Ah.
the zipper pop isn't helpful if you don't hit the zippers.
At least we lived. You know, living is still good. We still have more opportunity for points.
ちょっと音量を調整する。
I'll start at 3 times speed. You can see the difference here is that was a good Falcon opener with a bunch of zipper alley, and now he's out to get it in front. So he's not dealing with the pack.
はいはい、前張りを。
And he won't be able to front run the entire race though. You can see people slowly catching up from their skyways.
うん。まあ確かに。
So Falcons, one thing they can do is start out in front, then wait for everyone to skyway over them, and now he plays the game.
Should get Skyway here. Ooh, you know what I'm gonna do? Hold on.
So he should enter the 4th lap with
I just gotta
basically
use
full
this one
energy
button.
after hitting the refiller.
青番が怖いからね、ここ
Everyone
は。
else has the same idea. Okay.
The only problem now is the 4th lap skyways are gonna catch up.
Decent amount of health for finding out.
So Kleiman has it good. He's flashing up ahead, has a skyway. He'll be safe.
うーん。
The super guy has to fight through to the end.
It's a minefield.
That's just hard to prepare for. I mean, like everyone wants to do that. It's just easier said than done. There he is.
いやー、怖い。
So still a solid race.
Good. That's not good.
すご
I mean,
い。すごいよな、ほんまに。
And that's what Falcon's supposed to do.
speaking fast back up here.
Let's see here on the next track, Red Canyon 2. End of the
あー。肺に引っかかったの。
rank out warning.
いや、撃たないと。
I had to. No.
あ
I had to boost there.
So that's
I
how
was so
close he
close to
gets.
being
Now
on the
he
cutoff.
ー。
overboosts.
いやー、気持ちはわかる。
Guess what's his skyway he's gonna hold.
あー、温存したい気持ちもすごいわかる。
Yes, yes,
あ、
Skyway.
これで抜かれないのがいいよな。あ、最高や。もう最高や。
So this is how it is in these Galactic
こんばん
Grand
は。
Prix.
こんばんは
You get the rank。out
リーナさんこん
warning.
ばんは。
But if you skyway
ミングス
opposite
ク
last lap, you'll place
が
well.
作った、
Okay.
F-ZERO99 の歴史について、ポチパしてみます。ぜ
This
ひ、
next track is
今日は
gonna be so
ゲームはしません。
terrifying for everyone because it is,
まだあ
honestly,
と
this is probably the track
2時間近く残ってるんで、今日は
exponentially harder to use nowadays because the nerfs exactly, yeah. It requires like a lot more precise gameplay, which I think is good. Like that's a good nerf because it embraces that part of that aspect of Fox. Oh, really? That happened to Misa? Damn. Alright. Survival. Survival. We gotta survive. We have to survive.
サバイブ。
Gotta survive.
いや、この頃のスパガイ本当に、
Not a great start.
懐かしい方もいるな。
いや、まじ、懐かしい方が多すぎて、本当に。これは、スカイも飛べるよね。ナグさんも飛んでるぐらいだし。いや、ちょっと、いや、たまる。これはたまる。
Okay. Honestly, I might just catch on this guy right here. That was not great.
怖っ。怖っ。今のスカイ怖や。
I'm gonna boost just in case.
いや、これ、自利品だな、マジで。本人も結構焦ってそう。
That could have been a KO for me.
いや、
He's
グ
hurt on this track, dude.
ースがあまりにも強い。あー。
That's really hurt.
いや、ここターボ吐かないと死ぬ。怖っ。早く着地して。いやー。
Fuck. We just needed to pass the line and I would have had Skyway for next lap too, man. Oh. That hurts. The dream's over.
And after all of that, Super Guy takes it.
でも
So we're watching him get beat up and some good races, and then crash out.
でも優勝する。
Still enough to become the champion of this Galactic Grand Prix. And if you recall the previous scores from the first Galactic Grand Prix, Misa had 29-22, and the second one, Natoa had 29-36, and now Super Guy is 29-14.
出た。
But this one had 4 Grand Prix.
本番だけはやたら強いなとらすんだ。
So even with one more Grand Prix, the scores were lower. So how does that even make sense? What happened here? So this was a huge turning point for 99 for several reasons. There was a huge game balance change in the 1.3 update, but Super Guy was always a top player. This kind of, I think, just put him over the edge and finally gave his due. So it's possible Super Guy has always been the best player. And then Foxes can no longer get free front runs. Maybe just on a few select courses. But in these type of lobbies, now there's more better players. You have to play in the pack a lot more often. You barely ever get to front run without Skyways overtaking you. So that's where the big difference comes in too. There's better players, more sparks, which leads to more Skyways, which can finally overtake Fox, who then got nerfed. So the whole chain of events just happened. This changed the results of the Galactic Grand Prix. And if you look at the individual GPs here, everyone just ended up having a bad GP. Super Guy was just able to average the best. And only Natoa was really the one who was having the strongest ones. Otherwise, you know, people didn't even make it to 900. There was just, I think, Nag and Natoa. And I'm pretty sure Nag, this is the one where he had disconnects. So unfortunately, that's a factor when you're playing online races. And for me, I was using Falcon because I switch off every GP with which machine I'm using, and I died in Mute City second lap.
3点と4点。ナグさんのこの
Couldn't even move the entire race, so that can happen to you. You know, where there's 99 competent players, sometimes you draw the short straw, and you know it's over for you. The Galactic Grand Prix is a special event, so those races only come around when it's coordinated. So what was the average day on the racetrack like? Fox has been front-running F-ZERO99 since its release, and at times it seems impossible to catch the first-place Fox. Version 1.3 made the boost cost more energy, but the Fox main Misa still ascended to become the first player to reach the max rank of 50.
あ、出た。
What can be done to stop the Fox? How do you defeat Misa? Misa was dominant with Fox 1.0, front-running every track and winning. But now after the boost nerf, there was a different strategy that had to be used. The one Skyway front run. And Misa mastered this technique. And this strategy has to be executed well. It can't just be a Skyway where you get in the back of the pack. You have to strategically build this Skyway up over the laps. And then use it so you'll be able to front run the rest of the track without the other people.
いや、そうでもしないと倒せないよ、この人。
And of course, like Mirport Town 1, that's what would always happen.
プアタウンになってる。
But if your pacing was good and your Skyway got far enough ahead, you could finish it off with the front run.
早っ。
And there were still some courses you could front run, like near Red Canyon 1. You can front run with Fox, but it's at a sliver of a margin. If you can see how low his energy goes, you cannot take any damage or you lose a boost. Then you get caught in a really bad situation where you get piled on.
いや、これ
All
は
the way to the almost empty every single lap. You even have to minimize your barrier cuts, because that's how slim the margin is.
費用も稼いでる。
And that's how close you come to being caught. Misa was making Nerf Fox look easy, but he was the only one who was able to do it.
111。
The other foxes who didn't go extinct could still win, but Misa reached a new level of performance. There was a problem though. This strategy was faulty, as it doesn't work as well in the Galactic Grand Prix events. And Fox is vulnerable to die at any moment. You can't risk that. We need to survive 4 Grand Prix.
間違いない。
So what was Misa's game plan? Misa used Goose in the 3rd Galactic Grand Prix, but he wasn't yet accustomed to this machine since he was a Fox main. But now Misa realizes that Goose is the best chance to win these big events.
まあ、そりゃそうだよね。
Now Misa will become a dual main,
わざわざ
part Fox, part Goose.
勝てないマシンで走るの
And so how
え
did
ぐい
it
よな。
go? With ease. Goose is by far the easiest machine to use the game because of its high defense. When you're in stacked lobbies, defense is the best attribute. And now we wait for the next Grand Prix. Queen League is next.
夏。マジでこれ
Pause there for a
いい
moment
曲
to
すぎる
see
よ
that
な。
awesome intro song. July 2024. A new version of Queen
これ
League
本
dropped.
当にいい曲だから、なんかサウンドトラック集発
And
売
this
し
was
てくれ
part
よ。
of a new update that was released. With new battle mode
め
as
っちゃ
well.
画質いい。
And you would collect the gems on the course for rewards.
フェスティバルクイーン懐
Now
か
let's
しい
go see what
いや、
this
ほん
looks
まに。
like. So new scenery, fireworks, and gem spawns.
出た。
So really cool
クソ
environment.
強ファルコン。
It's fun collecting the gems and hearing those little sound effects that come with it. And really, you're just playing the same track as you've always been playing the whole time, but you know, they just added aesthetics to it, and that was enough to make it fun. Now let's get on the Skyway and see what that looks like.
いやー、本当に、この頃は良かったな。
So you get a firework display, just really cool stuff.
いや、マジ
Look
で、
ahead here. There's a
この頃は
Captain
本当に
Falcon
熱かっ
special symbol
た。
next to his name. So those are the star rivals.
うん。
Were the CPUs who are actually designed to drive well, instead of just drive like zombies on the course. And if you're in the top 999, you get a special limited time badge for the festival. Now let's take a look at the team battle updates. If you can see, we got divided into 5 different colors. Originally there was
これも
just
な、かなり良
2.
かったよ
Randomly put
な。
on team pink. So now you can see on the left side, there's 5 different tabs for each team. So you can see the progression of each team as you play. Skyways are now a team effort, so your team gets sparks and also gives you energy. And when you go on the Skyway, you get Skyway points, and hitting the zippers actually increases your points. And now there's gray bumpers on the course. You can KO for points. So it's 25 points for gray KOs. And then also gold bumpers fall. It was 10 points for my lap position, and then 100 points for the gold KO.
うん。
And I was able to sneak in another gold right before I got ranked out. But your points still count when you rank out. And now you can see the end result of how everyone did per team, and then as individuals. And there's also a point breakdown if you press the X button.
いや、これはね、本当にいい調整だなと思ったよ。普通に。
And this was the original team battle. So green versus pink.
まあ、これはこれで良かったけど、なんか、個人的には、
And there was just nothing to do.
することが
There
な
was,
かった。
no bumpers, no skyway points, no fun.
ノーファン。ノーファン。まあ、そりゃそうか。
So the changes to team battle actually made it a good and fun mode to play.
うん。確かにチームバトルは本当にいい調整になったなとは思うわ。
So there is one more change we didn't cover. In 1.4 here, Festival, Star Rivals, Team Battle. And it doesn't say what it is. It's one of these. Fixed issues to make more pleasant gaming experience. The 999 Skyway Hover got nerfed.
ああ。
This is what it used to look like. A 999 hover.
まあ、これはなんかやばそうな雰囲気はあったけどね、普通
And
に。
now the speed is capped until you land on the Skyway. This will also nerf Stingray's Super Skyway while boosting into the spark plates. Now it's time for another Galactic Grand
いや、
Prix.
神
This will be the fourth
神イ
one,
ベント。
called the Super Galactic Grand Prix.
ガチ神
This
イ
will
ベ
be
ント。
all 6 GPs. So the 3 original and then the 3 mirror. Let's go check out a race from this Grand Prix. So this is Nag's point of view, and the track is Sand Ocean. So back in the day, Goose was the worst machine on this course because of all the turns. But now the lobbies are more crowded. A lot more sparks will be generated. So let's see how that plays out. So he's reserving a boost here. Because Goose can really deplete its energy real fast on this course if it overboosts. So first lap, got the Skyway where he wants it before the S turn. Everyone dropping at the same spot. Gonna build up a second Skyway.
マジでね、サンドオーシャンの走り方変わったよね。後ろから押してもらえればいいからターボを吐く意味がないっていう。
Letting the back bumps carry him through the turn. Second lap, KO into the Skyway. Same turn there. Let's see if we can do it the third lap too.
まあこれはたまんないからターボ入っ
Alright,
て、
almost got pushed into him.
でももう一回打て
Now
て
the gold giving him extra sparks. And he got a backwards Skyway. Almost ranked him out.
唯一の欠点。
So now he really needs his fourth. Luckily the gold is there.
ただターボもめっちゃあるし、謎とだ。
Blue getting in the way, but luckily he has energy to spare. And that time, doing the correct Skyway launch. So this is a struggle to get through this race, because he kind of fell out of sync. And at that bad Skyway, I was just in survivor mode.
グースグースグース。もうグースし
Take
か
a
や
look
ら
at
ない。
a White Land 1, since we haven't seen that in a stacked lobby. Risky mine cuts ready. He's actually starting in a really good position though. If he didn't take those mine cuts, he might be too far behind. So this is where you want to be. First lap, Skyway. So you can reserve your energy. Now he's sitting in a really good position, and he has extra KO energy. Rough bumper pattern there. So those were the second lap Skyway people. Now we can feed off them.
まあこっからまだ貯めれるからな。ちょっと怖いな。
Just take a look at Nag's energy. If he didn't have those extra
お
KOs,
ー
he'd be almost dead. But now he's in a good position. Fourth lap Skyway with a boost right here. One of the best feelings in White Land 1 is the fourth lap Skyway right there. All the way to safety. That's a good all-around race. Let's check out one more course that we haven't gone over before. So this is Mirport Town 2.
俺は地雷踏んで死亡と。
He didn't even need to take those mine cuts probably that time, but he's still in a good position. He doesn't get the first Skyway very easily without boosting, and that's what you want to do.
まあこの時は短かったからね。
And on this port town, you get this extension for free.
悲しみ。
でも最強スカイウェイ。
And now Misa's in a Fox on Mir King, the worst of all Fox GPs. So Misa actually forgot to change back to Goose. And he's stuck with Fox here. Oh, and that gray sends him out of control.
いや
And another
ー、
gray
いや
sends
ー、
buried into the wall.
えぐ。
You have to wait to boost because of that hairpin turn.
あ、
Bailed out by a smoking fox. That's all they're good for.
これは美味しい。ただちょっともうバラバラ、もう崩れちゃってる。
So now there's no full new life bar, and you can build up the sparks again.
あ、でも最高。でも4試合目に本当はね、打ちたいから。
And the turn extension, which was actually going to come
溜
back
まり
to
そうだな。
because now he's
バー
too
ジョン
far ahead.
1.6 だったら
You
絶対
notice
溜まる。
he's not building up sparks. He got too far ahead of that gold when he really should have drove into the dirt to get it. Dealing with the worst bumper patterns in fourth lap.
最悪や、確かに。
So really, he's lucky he made it out of this race. You never want to finish a race with like 80% full of sparks. That means your spark management was bad. So he kind of got bailed out this race, and Port Town 2 is tough like that. If you're on sync, you're going to have a long race. And Nag takes the win. So it was a good performance from Nag. And you can see just races we saw, there was kind of ups and downs, and it's not like he's getting first place in his races. So that's how tough these races are now. Everyone's getting better. And if you notice, what that causes is there's a 3rd place Falcon, Sybin there, and a 17th place Falcon with Kleiman. The other 18 top 20 machines are all keys. So that's what happened. The defense wins championships.
つまりグースが最強。
And before, it used to be the front run with Fox, but now it's more about survival wins these. And if you notice, there's been a shift. So Misa played Fox in the first 2, and now in the 3rd and 4th, he's resorted to Goose, just because it's the better pick for these type of events. And then Dyson, who is 4th place here, who's always been the main Stingray, he's also Goose now.
もうバージョン 1.3 で全てが変わってしまった。
So let's take a look at the full results here. So Nag on top with 6 consistent GPs here. I mean, slightly low here, but that's really an event like this. 822, you'll take that. Because if you noticed in the previous GDP, it's like everyone had a score lower than that. And it was like much lower. It was like 400 points.
まあ前回は3点とか4点とかあったけどな。
That was only out of 4. This is out of 6. So this was a pretty strong performance from Nag. And following that, see like just some 700s. And then there's an anomaly here. Sabin got disconnected on Mute City. So would he have won? Maybe. So that can happen. And then talking about all the machines that weren't on the top 20, you're gonna have to scroll down. So the Excel sheet is one off. So this is 47th place was the 1st place Stingray, which is just crazy. Only 2 Stingrays the entire event made it to a finale race. And I played Stingray as well, just as a challenge, and it did not go well. So
僕62でもこの期間内してた。3点、2点。
all the way down here, just you see my scores, they're just horrendous. I just couldn't get out of the races. It was just it felt like it was impossible to move. Like, and Stingray is just the worst in these type of events. And now with Falcon got his buff in 1.3, and really it's the crowd of geese now. So there was no 1.4 balance change. It was just players got better, and Stingray just can't keep up anymore. This was a machine analysis I did for version 1.4. If you can see here, Goose is basically all pros. And that's what played out in this event. And Fox suffers just from stacked lobbies. Falcon is the hybrid. It's not as good, but it's better than dealing with what Fox and Stingray have to do. And as someone who uses all the machines, the difference between using Goose and not Goose is day and night. Using Goose after using the other machines feels like you're using cheat codes. In October 1st, 2024, version 1.5 is released.
グースが簡単すぎてな。
Just like a little over a year after the game's been out. So this is really exciting. Didn't really expect ever to get this. And what else is included in this patch? Machine adjustments. Let's read those. Wild Goose increased maximum boost speed. What in the world is that for? It was already the best machine.
一体何のためですか？普通に最高のマシンだったじゃないですか。なんでわざわざまたグースを強化するんですか？ああ。
Fire Stingray, increased maximum boost speed, increased maximum speed when driving on dash plate.
これでようやくスティングレイは本当になんかおーってなったよね。圧倒的に変わったっていうか、そんな感じはしたよね。ガチョウはなぜ、グースはなぜ強化されたんでしょうか。未だにわかんない。
Participants is struggled in races with fewer participants. So we got buffed for empty lobbies when there's, just like 10 people and you can't get sparks in the skyways. But that's not like how the game is played. The game is You know, our lobbies are the big lobbies, so they're trying to balance the game for the worst type of lobbies. So this was a huge
めっちゃ言いたいこと言うやん。F-ZERO99 のモードでしか見てない運営さんたち。我々は GP しか遊んでいない。F-ZERO99 ではほとんどやってん。チケット集めぐらいしかやってないのに。
mistake. And made adjustments to fire Stingray because it tends to lose power easily in situations where machines are crowded together. We saw that. And due to the high cost of boosts and low energy in the pit area, it tends to perform worse than other machines and racers with a large number of participants. So what they're trying to balance out, the problem is they buffed the wrong thing. They're trying to balance small lobbies.
間違ったものを強化してしまっているということです。なんでグースを強化して。
And big lobbies, but the problems with the small lobbies is you can't get the skyways. And the problem why you can't get the skyways is because the CPUs don't give you sparks because they're just like zombies wandering around. So that was really what they needed to do instead of buffing Goose, is to buff the CPUs. And they already had star rivals that we saw before who know how to race competently.
マジで
But
そ
for
う。
some reason, they don't do that with the rest of the CPUs. So that's it for 1.5. So we'll see the ace tracks as we go along. And now for a different type of event. And for this one, we all have to use the same machine.
マシマサリ
But
な。
before we go to that event, this was actually something that was implemented in version 1.4. They added a machine shuffle for mini prees. So let's check that out. This is what the machine shuffle looked like. Your machine auto selects. And then everyone gets turned into that machine.
シャッフルミニ来なくなったよな、本当に。
So now everyone will get to experience what it feels like to get knocked off zippers with Falcon, which is always fun. And having everyone be the same machine really changes the dynamic of the race. And now going into the Machine Mastery Invitational event, this will be all Fox on Ace League.
What time出るんだろ
Now let's see what happens when everyone's Fox. So Mute City 4 ended up being Fox's best track because it's full of zippers.
う。ジッパーはダッシュプレートってことか。
But when everyone is Fox, there's no advantage. Because usually this is where you'd get over on Goose. You finally get a track where you're faster than Goose. And I just had the bad luck of the draw there. So I'm like near the back of the pack, not getting any sparks. So it'll be a second lap Skyway. And I didn't have to spin right away, so I almost died. So let's take a look at the second course of Ace. Sandstorm 1.
Yeah, すごいな。いや、すごいな。
And this is a course with a lot of sharp turns.
マジ、抜け出せなかったら一生削られるからな。
In the deadly section here with lava, with mines in the middle. If you hit one of those mines with Fox, you're probably out. There are some KOs already.
ミサ。
Using the Skyway to get this extension. Now we have storm intensifying warning. So you can see the track changed here. It got more cloudy, like a dust storm. There's no wind, but it does impair your visuals.
いやー、本当に、こういう機能を実装できるんだったら、もうちょっとね、起こしても面白いと思うんですよ
Stingray
ね。
races, pretty entertaining. You bounce around a lot from hitting each other. It's pretty difficult. And really the advantage is to get up ahead and reduce the amount of collisions. And stuff like that happens. And I'm lucky I didn't hit the mines.
私はピンボールして死亡と。
You see how much speed Stingray gets from those spark
お、
plates
生きてた。
there. A lot more than Fox did.
マシンマスターでもう記録に覚えてないわ。どんな感じだったっけ？
And if you chain them together, you even get more speed retention off them.
怖っ。
The nice thing about Stingray on that turn, if you do it well, you don't actually have to boost over it.
Yeah, そうだ、スカイウェイ、もうこれ乗るしかないっつっ
This lap is really
て。
scary because there's a bunch of people launching their Skyway there. And if you just like casually try to get to the next lap, a lot of times you can rank out.
いや、強いな。
So I'm feeling safe. Got my 4th lap Skyway extension. I'm home free. So really good track. I like it a lot more than the original Red Canyon 2.
はい、死亡。
And is especially good with Stingray.
21。
And here are the full results for this event. So Kinix and Sybin actually tied. That's the first time ever something like that's happened. And I was in 3rd place. And all 3 of us were the only people to survive each GP. You can see even below, Misa had a 200 in his Fox GP. And then there's other ones, like Oliver has a 0. So he was doing really well. So I don't even know what happened to him in that GP. So you'll see the best players often near the top of the leaderboard in these events, but even then, you're going to have GPs where you die early and just tank your chances of winning, and just sometimes bad luck with netcode. Like a red will jump forward and hit you, and like that's not supposed to happen. I mean, so bad things just happen, and I like this event a lot, so it evened the playing field. Everyone was the same machine, and I've been playing all the machines since the beginning, so this was just a good fit for me.
ああ、
And the next Galactic Grand Prix was
GGP5。
in November 23rd.
What?
Galactic Grand Prix number 5 happened. And this was broken up between original tracks and mirror tracks, but both of them ended using Ace. And in between, there was a mini Prix and a team battle, then a GGP Rivals, which was more for the non-master players. And so let's get in to see how the Origins and Mir went. This will be Cult's point of view, playing in the Mir GDP, but we're going to continue with Ace here on Big Blue 2.
クリス、いないな。
Worked his way up to first place position, so that can happen with Goose. You just keep getting propelled forward. One of the good things is, you can see here, he's still at full health. Now people will be skywaying over him, and he'll get those sparks.
すごい安定してる。すごい安定してる。ナグさんフォックスか。フォックスのここは厳しいよな。
A lot of chaos happening now behind him.
スティングレイ同士でやり合ってる。いや違う。グースター。
So very healthy. Surprised he even saved the boost there. He really should have boosted. Oh, that was a lucky weave. Very dangerous. Those reds at the last section, the fourth lap there, are just absolute chaos. Lots of explosions always happen around those. So good all-around race though. And now this is Sandstorm 2.
Three.
He's going for the same approach here. It's kind of a front run. Not getting there early Skyway. It can be pretty dangerous trying to go for the first lap Skyway, because if you don't get it, you rank out.
まあ確かに。今はね、2スカイとかあるけど。最高や。このスカイウェイは。
And the good Skyway spot there cuts over that one corner.
いやー、前より短い、本当に。いや、1秒伸びただけで相当でかいな。
So once again, the goose method, fourth lap with a lot of energy. It was probably a good idea to reserve that boost there. Second place, because if you boost into the red zone corner, you're putting yourself into a really bad situation. So smart thinking, and second place. And since this is the mirror half of the event, let's check out Mirror Mute City 2. Ooh, an early zipper miss there, so it was going to start pretty far back.
いや、このギチギチ感が本当に。
He's at least still getting sparks, because sometimes when you get that far back, you don't even get sparks.
まあまあま
A
あ。
little off on the execution there, missed a zipper. Mirror Mute City 2, the sides there have a strip of spark plates, which are really useful, especially if you're Goose or Stingray.
さあ、
It took him
溜
kind
ま
of a long
っ
time
て。
to get that Skyway, so that'll be his last one.
いやー、変な位
That
置
was a
で。
really bad Skyway. I'm not sure what he was thinking there.
まあ確かに。あーっていう。
Maybe trying to get a fourth lap Skyway, but not enough time for that. Yeah, look how far behind he's falling now.
あ、なんとか。
I mean, at what cost? I mean, he sandbagged that far to get that fourth lap skyway, and you could see it didn't help him. It was just he should have used a better skyway lap 3, and then just front ran. But sometimes decision making isn't perfect in these events, and you pay the cost. And Pulp takes it. So consistently the best for this mirror GGP. And Nag and Misa right on his tail. And Kleinman being a consistent Falcon in all these Galactic Grand Prix, which is extremely hard to do with such a volatile machine. And with the buffs to the other machines, so I mean, Falcon is like doable, but with the collisions playing a factor, it's just you're at a disadvantage. In the other machines, Stingray and Fox, so Cybin 6th place was actually using a combination of Falcon and Stingray depending on which GP it was, and then 11th was Sparky with the Fox, and then there were some Falcons placing lower, but for the most part, it will be like 80% geese and then kind of a mixture of the other machines. And you really have to be top of the master class to do well in these lobbies if you use Falcon, Stingray, or Fox, because it's just like near impossible to be consistent with those machines. And here are the results for the Origins portion. So this was Mini Prix followed by the 3 original Grand Prix and then Ace. And I just don't really have footage from this one. So, you know, it's the same time period anyways. But this, you see here, Cybin was using Stingray, and you're wondering how that happened. Well, it was the combination of Falcon and Stingray. But still, it's like, so that was a big accomplishment. But there's no footage of it. And then Natoa in 2nd place, while still using Fox in 1.5, which is crazy. And now with December coming around the corner, we'll see if there's another winter special event coming. I actually really like how the lobby system works with the time GPs. Ooh, another Frozen themed event. And this one's different.
フローズンワールドツアーね。来るんですかね。
There's a score multiplier, 1.5.
来るんですかね。もう来ないのかもしれないけど。
9 tracks.
いやー、このワールドツアー返して本当に。
And the Star Rivals are back. So let's see how this world tour works. It has gems like the festival. If you notice when I boost here, it goes into gold. So you get points for maintaining a high top speed, and it drops if you lose a small amount.
フローズンは楽しかった印象。
いや、本当に。
So around that corner, I couldn't hold the boost speed. Keep the combo going. And 25 points for the KO, so it's kind of like team battle.
ただ、この頃は、7KO が最大だから、みんなひたすらハイ狩りして、
Risky play in that gray there.
いや、もう最強や。このグースはもう最強。
You wanted to get in a high position too for the lap points. See, every lap I get points on their left-hand side. Yeah, I'm just gonna finish this race out safe. Couldn't get it. I was trying to farm more grays as possible.
まあでも 4KO してるグースはもう最強に近い。
Let's see what that gets me. And here's the point breakdown. Lap rank, gem sparks, boost combo, rivals defeated, and a KO. Then the multiplier kicks in. And you see I got outplayed by a lot by Nag there. But I was building up KOs for the first race. And Nag scored like 600 more points than me. But I was building up KOs. And those carry over for the rest of the World Tour. So now I have 3 KOs going into the second race. I'm going to build up from there. Let's go over how the World Tour scoring system works. Starting with the score multiplier. When you enter the lobby, you get a lobby multiplier. And you can see here.
このね、F-ZERO99 っていうスプレッドシートね、まあ言ってしまえば内部データを引っ張り出してそれを載せたサイトがあるんだけど、まあ結構グレーではあるという話だけ。
Here 50 would be the halfway point, 1.25, and then everyone always hopes for the 90 mark because that's where you get the highest possible multiplier, and that's how you could get the highest top score for the leaderboard. And then there's other points that are important, the World Tour lap points. You can see I kind of fell behind on lap points for my race because I was trying to build up KOs. So in the next races, I'll try to get higher lap points because they're worth a lot. Starting with first place per lap is 200. And then you can see it's not worth that much once you're lower. So like you're not that far behind, and now like you're getting half as much points. So lap points are very important to score high in this mode.
そう
I know of
ね。
a person who would like a mode where you build up KOs to race. Multiplier reaching 1.5. Che Luguam, the KO King of 99.
KO の王。
Skipping the refiller to take grays. It's a high risk maneuver and it pays off when it works. Stealing KOs. Sometimes even have to juggle them. And entering the finale with max KOs of 7.
も
First place.
う暴れまくりよ。
Waiting for people to start so he can use his boost combo.
KO の暴力。
間違いない。も
And finishing off the world tour. The world tour felt like a mode built for Goose. You have 3 laps, so
Yeah.
that's Goose's advantage for how its energy system works. And then you add KOs, and Goose will have unlimited boosts. Fox is also
15000で2位が13000ってどういうこっちゃやね
really
ほ
good
ん
at
ま
this
に。
mode, because if you build up KOs with Fox, you could just front run the entire 3 laps and no one will be able to catch you.
マジおもろい。
A controversy did occur though. There was a playstyle that was found where you could get points by cheesing. Here's Misa doing a demonstration of that. So instead of racing, you just collect gems, even going backwards to get them.
出た。なぜか批判があった。別に俺は全然むしろ理にかなってる方だと思ってるけどね。 なんかわけわからんほど批判してたよ。
Farming points. Who's Misa?
Oh my god, that was so good. That might be a 12K. What is that? Oh shit. What is that?
As you can see, he easily outscored everyone on the finale race by not racing. And this was also useful for the first race of the Grand Prix since you can't really rank out. There's also a community aspect to this as well. Are you ruining these races by doing this? So what would happen is people would do this the first and even second race, and you extend the race by an extra minute, and you just watch these players drive in circles while you finished your race, and then they end up scoring more than you while not racing. Even with the flaws that came with this event, this is a great new mode, and we would hope it'd come back again.
これはね、
Back to normal racing?
仕様が悪い。
Or kind of.
あ、出た
16th,
出
2025,
た
Shirai drops this video.
出た
And this shortcut also worked on other courses where it was possible. And there's one additional element to the shortcut.
で
You hit it and skyway around, it'll also count as another lap.
これマジ修正クソ遅かったよな。
And this was a wacky Wednesday where we decided all to do the shortcut skip.
Attana.
懐かしいな。
City 2, 133. And on February 4th, 2025, the checkpoint skip was patched out. So you can see all the tracks where it was listed where it was possible. And it was one of those things that was kind of fun while it was happening, but we all knew it was going to be patched out. And I am glad they patched it out because it kind of just does ruin the competitive aspect of the game. It's fun when we all try the shortcuts and stuff, but especially Queen League where it had Mute City 2 and White Land 2 and everyone's doing that, it's just not good for the game, but at least for a few weeks it was.
そりゃそう。
So now we're in March 2025. It's been a little bit since we've had a major event. So what's next?
あー、デスダービーね。いや、マジでこのアニメーション作るの反則だよ。いや、かっこよすぎてやばい。熱っ。
And these were the rules for the main event. It was 699 tracks, 5
いや、マ
pro
ジデ
tracks,
スダービーかっこよすぎてやばい。
and if you died at any point during this event, you were out.
いや、俺出ようとしたんだけ
Every
ど、
race was scary.
出ることが
There was always one
発覚したの
accident
が
where you were eliminated from the entire
この
tournament.
大会の3時間前っていうわけわからん時間に言われて、
Even a CPU blue can take you out.
俺起きてられるか心配なんだけどみたいな。あ、終わったこれは。
A near-death experience. Several of them. No elimination from me today.
グリーン結構優しい。
And for me, my demise was to this bumper pattern up ahead. From 7th place into the deep 30s.
デスダー
I
ビ
wasn't
ーいい
able
よ
to
な。
recover.
順位を狙う
Got
か、
greedy with
それ
that
とも
gray there, trying to get KO because it would have gave me an extra boost, but didn't get it. And that was the end of my death derby.
ランクアウトしたら終わりと。しかも。
In an unexpected outcome, Fox wins the death derby, and a Falcon got 2nd place, and another Fox 4th place? Well, this is like the inverse of what should have happened. So I don't know what's going on. Like, these results don't make any sense. But this was a different type of tournament. So there is one factor here that actually puts Goose at a disadvantage. While it's the best of surviving, especially in Grand Prix, because it can build up KOs, when you're in 99 races, you're not building up KOs. And when there's geese on the 4th track of a GP, and they have several KOs, they're just going to dominate you with their energy and extra boosts. So that's where their huge advantage comes in, and that's how their extra survival even works, besides just defense. They out-energy you too. And it also matters who's using the machine. So you have Climate in 8th with Falcon. You can see he's been consistent through all these major events, even with using Falcon. Then Lemon Sweet's one of the best Foxes. It's someone I don't see often because of time zones. And Cybin's been consistent with Falcon. And then there's Mr. Angelo, who we've seen using the Goose in the past, but now they're using a Fox. So a Goose to Fox transition, that'd be the first. So how did he accomplish that?
なんでやろう
Who's
な。
this Mr. Angelo? How can he just appear every so often, then just come around and beat everyone? Mr. Angelo's first claim to fame was sweeping a Cracked Cup. He's the first person who's ever done that, and he's still the only person who ever has. All of a sudden, Mr. Angelo would appear again, and no matter who was in the lobby, he would just win. This seems like a fictional story that shouldn't be able to
いや、
happen.
マジで、
How
本
can
当
someone
に
outside
ミ
of
サ
the
アン
community
ジェロが
just show up and beat us all? It turns out Mr. Angelo did
な
have
んでこんな強いんだっ
He
て
came
本
to the
当に
F-ZERO Discord and told us for the past few months with Fox, he's been using steer assist.
いや、これマジで革命だよな、本当に。バージョン 1.3 で見向きもされなかった。ああ、またなんか新しいおもちゃ出たよ、みたいな感じだったのに。まさかこれが勝利の鍵だったなんてっていう。いやー、マジで。
Mr. Angelo showed us what steer assist was capable of, more than we ever thought it was. We always wondered how he could survive so often with Fox in these stacked lobbies. It just seemed improbable, and there's many reasons why the rest of us didn't figure this out. Just to begin with, we were kind of deterred just from the concept of steer assist. It's like, why would I want to play with, you can't go through the barriers? And then the fact of, if you do turn on steer assist, it feels awful.
最悪な
Like,
気
if you
分。
just try to turn it on, like it
最
pulls you
悪な
around
気
the
分
track
言い
in
過
ways
ぎ
you
やろ。
don't want to do. You constantly drop speed if you rub against the invisible barriers. So you would think it's not even practical to use. But Mr. Angelo perfected the techniques it takes to utilize steer assist, and he was able to capitalize on it, even in the most difficult lobbies. So now that we know how Mr. Angelo was so consistent with Fox among all the geese, this brings into question how Cybin's been so consistent among the geese with using Falcon and Stingray. Mr. Angelo told us that he used steer assist during the Death Derby. He revealed his magic trick, And for Simon, he refused to ever show proof of any of his races. And knowing what we know now, it's reasonable to suspect that he was hiding steer assist as well. This is something, unfortunately, we'll just never know the answer. And now for the latest update, version 1.6.
ついにバージョン 1.6 まで来ちゃった。
So this one includes Mirror Ace. So we've been waiting for that one, and the tracks are pretty unique. It seems like the devs were a little more experimental with these. They're not just mirrored like in a simplistic way. There's a little more like uniqueness to their design. And now this one has a mini world tour. It's in the regular schedule now. So this is a little bit different than the Frozen World Tour, as it is 7 tracks instead of 9, and there's no star rivals. So kind of in a way a lesser version. I hope they bring back the Frozen again. And what else? Other adjustment changes. Uh-oh. Is this going to be another Goose buff? Let's check it out. All machines, the amount of super sparks required to trigger the super boost has been slightly reduced. And that's the Skyway. Increased the minimum amount of time to be on the Skyway from 4 seconds to 5 seconds. Increased speed when traveling on the Skyway without touching the wall and while using the Skyway dash plate. So that's a triple buff to the Skyway. That's really interesting. That's kind of, I guess, they were saying like the dead lobby mechanism is to catch back up because you really couldn't catch back up. But that, if you know anything about Skyways, is Goose is the best at Skyways. So
グースはスカイウェイで最高。つまり、間接的にバフを加えると。何回グースを強化すんねんという。
Indirectly a Goose buff. That's usually how it works. Blue Falcon, reduced amount of repulsion when colliding with other machines. So that's really good. It was kind of ridiculous. And buffs reduced the amount of damage received and slightly reduced the amount of repulsion when colliding with other machines. So both lights machines got buffs in that regard. And the amount of power increased when you get a KO another machine will decrease. Each KO after the first one. The advantage gained from getting many KOs early on in the World Tour and Grand Prix has been rebalanced. Okay, that's really good. The maximum power value from stacking KOs remains at 200%, the same as before. And here's more information on how the KOs work. If you can see, it's now diminishing returns instead of all equal, and it goes until 12. So really at this point, I feel like you shouldn't really try going for more than 5 because the diminishing returns end up not being worth it. But, you know, will still slightly increase after that. The Blue Falcon and Golden Fox machines have been adjusted so they tend to keep getting knocked away from other machines and lose more power than desired in crowded situations. So a lot of good here and kind of
これ実はブルーファルコンめっちゃ強化されてるように見えるけど、ダメージ量は減ってないからむしろナーフっていう。
The Skyway is kind of the mystery right now. It's like, how is that going to play out? That's a big change. And then Classic, like these the finales occur in a regular schedule. They used to just occur in the Classic Mini Pre. So that's a pretty big update. Let's go find out how this played out. Let's check out the Mini World Tour and kind of discuss how the changes impacted this mode. Here's the 7-track lineup, so you just get one finale race. So now with the Skyway changes, something big actually did occur here. So Fox used to be second best, almost equal to Goose in the Frozen World Tour, because of his front run ability. But now with the Skyways, the front run is completely dead. So now you have to build up in the pack with Goose. And this is a Mere Red Canyon 1. This used to be a course where Fox used to be able to front run. This was actually a really good start here. So it's difficult to get a first lap Skyway if you're not Goose.
結構後に撮影されたやつだな、さては。マスター A1 がずっとこの名前で走ってるけど。
I'm just trying to keep my boost combo, have good lap points, which I did in the first and second lap. But now I got pushed right, so I'm just going to try to farm. I don't care about the lap points anymore. Try for another gray. Unfortunately, 1 KO. 2 would have been nice. And then you'll see what the points are like. And it's pretty much all geese. Stingray can do fine, usually in the beginning, because they're kind of all in default energy, and Stingray is actually fairly fine then. But once the geese build up their KOs, it's just game over for every machine except Goose. Let's take a look at the final results.
お、リーナさん映ってるやん。
And it's just all geese, basically. Except me and Stingray up top. I mean, that's a pretty ridiculous outcome. And that's how it is. Goose is like pretty much infinitely better than the other machines in this mode. This event also has a weekly leaderboard where you can see the top scores for the week. And it's pretty much all geese.
Goose,
I
goose.
honestly think it would be impossible for Goose not to win this for the week. I just thought it'd be fun to try to get the top Falcon for the week. Let's go over something that was actually buffed in version 1.4, but took some time for the players to get better at. So in 1.3, spark plates were brought into the game, where you could run over them and you gain some speed and get some sparks. But then in version 1.4, they enhanced them to make you have longer speed retention. And Stingray has the longest speed retention because it's slowest acceleration. So let's see what Oliver can do here with Stingray. Perfect 11 out of 11 line, 999. Now let's see what Goose can do. So this is the Time Attack Expert PLK. He gets the 999, but doesn't hold it as long. And PLK with Falcon this time. Much less speed retention. Not even making it to the corner. And now Speedlun using Fox. Doesn't even bother using the spark plates because it's just not worth it. Because Fox has the highest acceleration and really can't chain the spark plates at all. And the newly added Mirror Silence 2. There was a shortcut found. And it cuts a lot of time. And with shortcuts come boundaries. So let's see what happens if I do the shortcut incorrectly.
Ah.
So you get the UFO. So what you have to do here is you actually have to land in the jump pad. I was a little short, so you have to be a little further on it. And also you can't be holding down. Not on the D-pad and not on the stick. You get the UFO. You can be neutral or holding up, but for whatever reason, this game programmed it so if you're holding down, it recognizes it, and you get the UFO. And it's that time again for another Galactic Grand Prix. This one number 6, Galactic Grand Prix Omega.
Omega.
So this one has multiple events going on, Classic, then a Mini, the mode we called Kingmaker, which has the format kind of Death Derby. So there's 99 races, Pro races, then Mini Prees, then Mirror Ace.
オメガだ。
team squads.
いやー、俺が初めて GGP で完走した マジで全部ボロボロだったからな。びっくりするほど
Let's
に。
check out some races from this event. So it's
バージョン
Misa
1.6 で
on
2回も
Misa before.
GGP が
Let's see what that looks
起
like.
きるんですね。
So this has the two choices, so you can either go to the spark line or the refiller. I always like it when they have that kind of play. And this is where it becomes different. This has a unique skyway cut. So you normally in all the mute cities, that skyway cuts around the corner. This one cuts through it. We're building up for a second skyway. Everyone's dropping. So now Misa's in an awkward spot. He has a skyway
うん。
for the third lap. In this type of lobby, you can't hold it. So now he's in first place going into the fourth lap, but that's actually a bad thing. Because now he won't get a fourth lap skyway, and he really has to push here to keep his placement. And here come the skyways. A million people dropping on him, so still they're able to hold 20th,
I mean, that's what I
but
get for not getting lap force that way.
that's a tough spot to be in.
I can't. Like, I was doing well, but like, it's just lap force skyway is just so good. Like, what? 20 people?
And now the second race of Mirror Ace. Mirror Sandstorm 1. We'll see how much different this is than the original. So Misa opting not to boost off the start, so we have full health. That can be a useful strategy, especially if you know you can get a first lap skyway. And another spark line. A really good launch point.
おー。
Very small jump pads in front of lava. If you go in that lava, it slows you down a lot.
ミラーエー
A really good
スは
position
死
here
んだ
with
な。
health. Working up for his next skyway. Got knocked back from a gray. Didn't get the skyway on the spark plates there. So that's usually where he'd launch. And a bad entry there. And that's going to cause him to miss the skyway extension. So he needs to wait just a tiny bit longer. So kind of a couple bad things in a row, but KO in the end. And sometimes if you survive, that's good enough.
うん。
Man, I didn't get the lap 3 skyway at the pits or the spark pads, unfortunately. That's so.
Let's check out regular Ace and look at Sandstorm 1 with Master A1 using Stingray. You can see even the opening section is different, so mirror tracks have different openings. Actually, a really solid start for the jump pad opening for Stingray. And what happens there is Stingray gets set into turn lock a lot of times if you get back bumped. And hit a mine there. Luckily, Stingray has some defense and doesn't lose a ton of
マ
health,
ジ、
but
1周目なのに
enough to
こんな
be
に減るの
compromised.
本当に。 おお、最強。
And just getting the extension. I mean, like, barely got it. So now he's out in front. This is when Stingray's at its best. We got lucky there. He's able to wall bounce and recover. Sometimes you could just get buried into that wall there if you get into collisions. So everything seems to just going perfectly this race.
うん。スカイ乗りたいね。
Getting his last boost off for Skyway. And now carry him to the end. Just
Wow.
over the bumpers.
怖っ。
So I mean, this run was just like, that's as good as you could hope for. Everything
いや、マ
seems
ジ
to have gone
プレイ
well.
ヤーのスキルが本当に高くなってる気がするわ。
Let's
昔
check
の
out
やつ
one
見
more
る
to
と。
get a variety. So this is full color using Falcon
お、
on Mirror Red Canyon 2.
フルカラーなんだ。
You see, he made an unusual decision here. So he sandbagged the beginning of the race so he could get a first lap Skyway. So even though Falcon has acceleration as good at openers, he still chose to start in last.
Mirror ミラーキングは
What
死
that
んだ
does is set
な。
you up for positioning. Because he's positioning for the next Skyway.
うん、死んでるね。
If you're too far ahead, you don't get sparks. Just playing on the edge of rank out, basically. 30 is rank out. In the clear. And the third lap on this track is the hardest.
これフルカラーなマップ見
That's
て
when
な
a
い
lot
と
of
怒
people
られる
use
や
their
つや。
skyways. Right now he's barely any of the skyway meter filled up. Luckily there's some spark plates here.
いやー、厳しい。あー、
And
ス
just
カイ。
barely.
スカイのおかげ。ありがてーってやつ。
But can he make it through the fourth lap? So 20 is rank out.
あ、
A player KO and the gold. So he hit the lottery there.
う
Narrowly
ー。
escapes Mirror Red Canyon 2 with Falcon, a machine that's not good at this course. And the final results, Misa in first place, followed closely by Cult, and then Full Color using Falcon and Goose in third place. So it's a pretty tight race for podium there. And this was out of 8 Grand Prix, so if you got a perfect 1,000 points, that would be 8,000 points. And if you can see, everyone was far from that. And it's really easy to not make it through a Grand Prix with this many good players. Like, it's actually difficult to get out of every single race. And so it's a huge achievement to be consistent throughout these Grand Prix. Even if you are Goose, it's still difficult because these races are about decision making and execution, and if you make the wrong decision, it doesn't matter if you're Goose, you'll get ranked out or get put into a bad situation like I've been with in bumper patterns, and that's just enough to take you out of a race. And then an impromptu event happened where Misa was going to be on the front page of Twitch on August 30th, and this was going to be another 8 Grand Prix event. And Misa wins his own event with a dominant performance over 1,000 points higher than second place.
マジこれ覚醒
You
して
can
た
tell
よ
how
な。
brutal these GPs were. There was barely any 900 point GPs that were had. And Misa under pressure, streaming to the front page of Twitch, took the event with a commanding victory.
ドクター・スチュワート・ゼムなのに全部グースだ。おかしい。どうしてドクター・スチュワート・ゼムのはずなのでは。
スチュワートグース。
まあ昔使ったからということにしておきましょう。これちなみに F-ZERO99 のドクター・スチュワート・ゼムっていう、まあドクター・スチュワートのテーマですね。BGM の説明をすると、お、シリウスさんこんにちは。もう SNS まで来ちゃいましたよ。ドクター・スチュワートのテーマのはずなのになぜかグースが映ってるところで今困惑しています。
パッと見て昨日よりグース増えてるんだよ。
はははは。まあ、わかりやすく強いからな。わかりやすく強いというか、もう運営のお気に入りだからしょうがない。あ、怖っ。
This was Misa's journey to the top, and in the past 3 major events, Galactic Grand Prix Omega, PW Cup 3, Supernova, Misa won them all. From the beginnings as a Fox frontrunner to an unstoppable goose, Misa has become the champion of 99.
間違い
So
ない。
what could be next? The F-Zero Discord holds its Galactic Grand Prix and various other events, and Japan holds its PW Cup events. What if we did an event where each community plays as a team to find out which community has the strongest players? Japan versus World.
あ、
Now we have an event where we play as a team instead of just as individuals. And this event will be using the Kingmaker format, which will be 12 99 races, 12 pro tracks, 1 GP voted by Team Japan, then 1 GP voted by Team World. This is a really cool idea for an event, and let's see how it plays out. And now for the event.
あ、
You can see everyone's in their uniforms. World in orange and Japan in light blue. And in the 99 races, we would
いやでも僅差だったんだよな、なんだかんだで。
as normal. So it's not a preset choice.
若干いなかったけど。
Red Canyon 1 got chosen that time.
マジ僅差だったから、また次はなんか
So
何
let's
か
see
しら
what
やりたいよねっ
Nintendo can
て
do
いう。
with Fox.
思ったよりも僅差だったね。
いや本当に思ったより僅差だった。
にボロ負けしかしないと思ってた。
そんなこと言わないでくださいよ。
Oh, he's going to have to hold this skyway for a bit to get to the good spot. So it looks like he's really far behind. First place crosses the corner there, which gives you the good extension. Just like that, you're front running. Now you just gotta hope you can outpace the other people who do that
だ
the
って
next
ワールド
lap.
側予選通過した化け物しかいないじゃん。
まあ、確かに。
Luckily for Fox, it can pretty much boost every corner here.
なんか
Fill up
コメント、
off
ア
refill.
ップ。こなんか YouTube 側のコメントが表示されないな。なんでだろう。
He's able to stick it out in first place.
よし、映った。
Now let's check out Dyson and the Goose. This is on Mirror Deathwind 2.
.なんか時々読み飛ばしあるよね。
ちょっとね。
There's the first skyway. Usually gotta shoot this one off earlier so you can get a second one. Gray blockage. Luckily those side reflectors are useful because they hit you back up to top speed. Looks like he was trying to farm that gray, but no luck. That's the difference between these 99 races. Really shouldn't even be targeting grays because I mean they don't carry over. So, I mean they are still really useful if you get them, but you can also take damage and prevent you from boosting more.
キングメーカー方式は走りがいあるよね。
いや、わかる。俺、一番好きなのはキングメーカーかもしんない。
And if you're not blinking on this lap, you're in trouble.
うお、怖っ。いや、俺やられててくさ。
Extension to the pit. So he recovered. It wasn't the greatest race. There were some setbacks, but you'll take 12th in a race like this any day. And here's Dyson again, but this time using Falcon with steer assist. So in this event, Dyson was actually playing around with Falcon steer assist to see how well it does in these stacked lobbies. This is a really good course for it. This is actually a Falcon course, one of the few in the game.
スインド2のアシストファルコンなんてもう最強じゃん。
誰かと思ったら大前さんか。色で見分けつかないからわからんわ。
あ、そりゃそう。それはそう。
That's the good skyway into the extension. Now you gotta try the best to front run. Since he's not in first place, the bumper patterns could get a little wacky.
最強。アシスト。
So you can see how much different these races are. If you could get in the top position, you don't have to deal with the pack. Especially in a course like this.
カイトさん
Everyone
強
is
え。
on a breakaway up front. And if you're in the pack on this course, it's so difficult to get the zippers without getting smashed into the wall.
アンテナ使ってなさそうな
So pretty
BF の方が
solid
早いん
race.
だよな。
いや、それはまあ、あれは
And
極まってるからしょうがない。
just had like a perfect run.
バチバチに決まってるからな。
And now let's check out a clip from me. So this is the 4th race of King on Red Canyon 2.
2秒台で草。
バチバチに決まってるからな、あの人は。
And I was intentionally placing myself in this position to get an early skyway.
キングということは、あれですね、日本側が提出したこ
Perfect timing and perfect launch. And that skyway's a little risky. If you don't time it perfectly, you'll miss that extension there.
なんで提出した方でお互い負
So
けてるん
full
やろな。
health going into the second lap.
なんでやろうな。
And now I can reserve my boost
でも世
to
界
just
チ
get
ームの
another
方が
skyway.
点数高かったよね。
まあ、全体で見れば。いや、マジで、みんなのスキルが上がりすぎてて、本当になんか、本当に速くなってる気がするんだよな、全体的にやっぱ。みんなちゃんと上手いから、ここ好きだね、あなた。
Same skyway.
噂によると寝坊したやつがいるらしい。
あれ寝坊じゃないからな。寝坊
Now I
じゃなくて
found the fourth lap.
まあいいや。いや、言うのやめとこう。ずっと掘るのは良くない。
Unfortunately, I couldn't take those as precise as I wanted to because of the bumper patterns.
ここね、ターボ入っとくと楽なんだけど、さすがにね。
So I was worried about this race initially being default energy in the 4th race, but I ended up getting a really well managed race and 2nd place. And Danny up there said he had 5 KOs. And that's what you can be up against in these 4th races.
5KO。
And the results for Japan vs. World, for Team World, I got 1st place,
やば。
followed by Misa,
やば。
and then 3rd place, Oliver using a Stingray. So I'd say that's the best performance anyone's ever had with a Stingray in a main event. To do that consistently with a Stingray on these type of lobbies is
5
completely...
KO 強い。
いや、5KO 強い。まあやっぱ、本当に点数80点は嘘だわ。500点ぐらい。50、550点ぐらいだから、本当に僅差だったんだよな。
Misa was actually in position to win this event, but
あ、
that happened.
エドワールド。
At point in time, during all these events,
エドワールド。
something like that can just happen.
エドワールドマジで
You
好
get
き
to
だわ。
rewind to see even what it was.
エドワールドマジで面白い。
So just a lot was happening in a split second there, and you can't even really tell what was going on. And like I mentioned earlier, in my events, I'm really only a couple mistakes away from being in top placement. It's just those mistakes can be worth a lot of points you miss out on, especially when it happens on Mute City. And for Team
やっぱ
Japan,
ミンスク
Rise in
GX
first
が好きだから
place, with
GX の
first place
曲
being
対応されて
Japan,
んな。
followed by Nag,
X の
and
曲
then
1ミリも出てこ
Japanese
ない。
Falcon in third place. And participation did make a difference. I believe Team Japan was missing like 1 or 2 players, so they really had the potential to win.
ね、1、2名の選手が欠場していたので、本当に優勝する可能性があったと。はい。
But overall, the event's just for fun, and it was maybe even my favorite event. It was just really fun to be
いや、よかっ
part
た
of。a team for the first time.
マジ開催してよかった。
So that concludes this game's history up until this point. Now it's currently November 2025, and there's still more to come. Being a part of this game since the beginning has been a lot of fun. I had no idea it was going to evolve into what it is today. While we all hope there will be new updates with new tracks and new features, this game really has a lot more than we ever expected. And there's still really an active player base for this game. We mostly coordinate through the F-Zero Discord's weekly events, so they're not major events, but we still get together for those. Or we just follow streams during the week, which is mostly Misa streaming. There's a lot of people who just played the first couple months of this game. Not only has this game developed a lot, the players have as well. So we're playing a completely different game than what was being played in 2020.
まあ間違いない。
And really, month by month, the players got better, the strategies developed, and the game really is a highly competitive and strategic game now. And even though I was basically just covering the main events for this video, that's not what the game actually looks like on a day-to-day basis. You're not running into the 99 best players in the world every race. So the machine balance is actually more even during normal races, and Stingray is actually usually the best. Especially in lobbies, they're known as one Skyway lobbies. Stingray could just get one Skyway then break away like Fox used to. So that makes a difference how many people are in a lobby and how good they are. And if you want to participate in these races with us, just join the F-Zero Discord, and we have events scheduled every week and streamer schedules as well. And on the other side of the world, Japan also has a bunch of their own streamers, and sometimes there are crossovers. I try to sometimes wake up or stay up late to join them. That's all for now. Hope you enjoyed the history of F-ZERO99.
あ
これむずくない？
アップス。はい、というわけで。素晴らしい。ブラボー。いやー。いい動画でしたね。ほんまに。改めて振り返って、本当に多くのことがあり、グースは強くなり、そしてまた強くなり。いやー、YouTube のコメントが切断されてる。いつの間に。いやー、本当に素晴らしいと思うよ。3時間22分もあるこの動画。ぜひ皆さん、改めて見返してください。素晴らしい。いやー、はい。というわけで、F-ZERO99 バージョン 1.6 の状態で、もう、早半年以上、半年以上だよな、確か。経ってますが、ワールドツアーは帰ってくるのか、フローズンイベントは来るのか、はたまた何が来るのかわかりませんが、まあ、とりあえず、あれだな。なんて言うんだろう。GGP の
来るのかな？
来るのかなわかんないけど。とりあえず、あれですね。12月の、なんだっけ、14に、GGP があるので、ぜひ皆さん登録しましょう。
もう来週なんよ。
いや、そう。早いよね。というわけで今から僕は戦績を確認しながら GGP7 にエントリーをして今日の配信は終わろうと思います。エントリーフォームをどっちにも
URL
貼っときますんで、よかったらまだエントリーしない人もエントリーしましょ
URL
う。というわけで今から僕
あ
は
っという間だった。
あっという間だった。本当に。じゃあ僕は今からこれをちょっと入力していこうと思います。
まず F-ZERO99 に入らないとね。
まあ確かに。ディスコードのディスプレイネームは、どれだ？ディスプレイネーム、shiragi。shiragi。続いて、GGP、マスタートップ20入りました。キングメーカーではないけど。What was your most recent major F-ZERO99 event that you played in? スーパーノヴァ、ギャラクティック。まあ、スーパーノヴァが最新だな、確かに。Would you like to play GGP 麻雀? Yes.Would you like to play GGP Classic Royale? Yes. Would you like to play GGP Pachinko? Yes. Would you like to play GGP Roulette? Yes. Would you like to play GGP All-In? Yes. What class would you say you are? Master.Which machine do you plan to use? Wild Goose。そりゃそうでしょ。最強なんだから。
あれ全部出んの？
全部出るつもりです。14時間。14時間違うわ。14時間プラスの、2時間だから16時間 F0。ちょっと頑張ります。死なないように。というわけで、
仲間がいるとは。
F099 のトータルレースエントリーは2415回。勝利数は372回。次、グランプリ。トータルレースエントリー。
1万レースすらしてない人だ。
1万レースはしてないね。そうね。だから毎日一応やってるんですけど、1242、1242回。トータルウィン116。プロトラックスハードコース。582回。トータルウィン、97回。次。チームバトル。チームバトルのハイスコアは594点。クラシックトータルエントリー。296回。勝利数は65回。あなたのランクは S50。If you plan to stream event, please block the passcode. パスコード隠してね。はい。F-ZERO99 のスタッフが、あなたのスキルをベースにいろいろ変えます。はい。オプション よくわかんないからそのまま送信。GGP7 レジストレーション完了。というわけで、GGP7 14時間の大会、僕は出る予定なんで、ぜひ。最後にちょこっとだけ走って終わるか。どうせ、
それでいいのかモデレーター。
それでいいのか、モデレーター。まあ。そしたら、ミニワールドツアーはスキップで、グランプリ行って終わりようと思います。5分50秒99入ります。ラッキーカードはボックス。グランプリだけ行って寝よっかな、今日は。ペットも集めたいし。明日というか今日か、もう12月5日か。12月5日、なんだ ?20 時から17時間後配信するんで、よかったら遊びましょう。あ、本当に人がいない。いやー、本当に改めてメンスクの動画すごく良かった。すごく良かったです。またね、なんか対抗戦みたいなこともできたらいいなと思うし。アメリカ VS ジアザーみたいな感じでできたらいいんじゃないかなと。ちなみに今回も今デカールこんな感じで、デカールじゃねえや、ターボエフェクトとか今ちょっと派手なやつ使ってるけど、今回もデフォルトのやつになりそうなんで皆さんはご注意ください。マスター A1 はもしなんかそういう派手なやつを使ってるやつがいたらイートするらしいんで、イートしてほしい人はやばいやつを使った方がいいかもしれません。いや、もしかしたら、そもそもルールとしてダメだからなんか出動停止になるとかワンチャンあるからやめておいた方がいいとは思うけど、お前らイートするからな、覚悟しとけよみたいなこと言ってたんで。
ワンちゃんある。
さあ、グランプリ行って今日は寝ます。はい。ちょっとでもチケット稼がないと。というわけで、次のグランプリは、なんだろうね。次のグランプリは、 待って、もしかしてミニグランプリとかそういうのはやめてくれよ。次はクラシックミニグランプリでした。クラシックミニだったら逆に人20人で済むから、ちょっとやってみるか。次、クラシックミニに行きます。
ミニじゃん。
クラシックミニだった。いや、マジでわかんなくなる。本当に。ワールドツアー、早く返して。俺たちのフローズンワールドツアー返して。今回クラシックも出るけど、クラシック全部ブルーファルコンで行く予定なんで、ブルーファルコンで頑張りたいと思います。クラシックミニ、誰が来るかな？一人でレース嫌だな、さすがに。最近、なんか、今から始める F-ZERO99 解説動画として、ゆっくり実況の仕方を学んでるんですけど、ゆっくりムービーメーカーがすごい、なんか無料なのにすごいなと思って、今、びっくりしてます。今ずっと動画編集ソフトとして Adobe のプレミアプロを使ってるんですけど、マジで、解約しようか考えた。本当に。さあ、クラシックミニ1回行きます。あ、でも結構いる。あ、GX ヤクザさんもいる。あー、来た。
F-ZERO がゆっくりになる GL。
F-ZEROがゆっくりになる。なんだっけ、ゆっくりボイス使って、ちょっと解説動画作りたいなという気持ちが。グッドラック。ピンクプールスもおるやんけ。なかなか見ない。クラシックにしか見ないかな。というか。このフォックスほんまに。これはちょっと厳しいか。終わった。もうランクアウトです、これ。俺、個人的にクラシック結構、なんか初心者に一番おすすめするべき、モードだと思うんだよな。終わった。なんか、言っちゃえば本当にターボ1回しか使えないからさ、しかもこういう、なんか、コーナリングとか、覚えるのにすごいちょうど適してるんじゃないかなって思ってるんだけど、どうなんでしょうね。これはダッシュプレート2回も踏み逃したのが悪い。バッパーにも当たると。
壁に当たらない練習としては一番良いよね。
いや、そう。というわけで、シリウスさんピンクプールス、これ、なんかブルーっぽい感じの っとよくわかんないけど、名前が。
多分ムーニードや。
詳しいね。ムーンウィード。クラシック勢っぽいな。さ
文字の並びがそんな感じ。
あ、はいはい。というわけで、最近議題に上がってたビッグブルー2。あドシンしちゃった。またしても追いつけない。収益が。ピンクプルースとかは左ルートなんだね。めっちゃ離れてる。いや、なんか不安になってきたな。クラシックロワイヤル。なんか本当に不安になってきた。PA するしかないんだけど、これは。もう。まあ、あとは来週に期待だな、本当に。来週 GP とクラシックも含めて行きまくって、本当に練習するしかない。さあ、GX ヤクザさんが現在1位。果たして一体誰なんだろう。まあ、二段ジャンプとか決めてくるんやろな、多分。怖や怖や。なんで負けるのピンクプルースに。さっきまですごいちょうどよかったのに、いきなり離される。何それ。マップ上では一応見えるんだけど、 全員ブルーファルコンだから、差が縮まんない。ああ、周期がえぐい。ああ、周期がえぐい。ああ、周期がえぐい。ああ、周期がえぐい。周期に全てを破壊された。全部4位。いや、ちょっと。人集めてやりたいな、ちゃんと。
しょうもないミスしてもうた。
ムーンウィードさん、ピンクプールス、シリウスさんの1、2、3でした。ちゃんと、これは TA やって勉強しよう。グッドゲーム。444からの24位。
いつもの開幕クラシック。
こんな人いないんだ。ムーンウィードさん1位、シリウスさん2位、ピンクブルース3位。来た。じゃあ最後、ハードコース1回だけ走って、今日は終わりにしようと思います。9分50秒入ります。今日はこれで完全に終わり。延長もしない。ちょっとね、実は2時ぐらいからすごく眠かった。
時間帯によってはもう少し人いるけど一面だね。
はいはいはい。まあ明日ね、なんだっけ、20時から配信するんで、ぜひ。ソンスト2か。なんかマジでスタンプとか救えないかなって最近思い始めてきてて。なんか勝手に自動で連打して押してくれる機能とかないのかなって。そしたらなんかもうちょっと、すごい盛り上がってる感があるっていう気にさせてくれるんだけど。めっちゃガリっちゃった。GGP だったら終わり。猿之助来んな。危ねえ。DX ヤクザが早い。来るな、青バンパー。ああ、もうダメだ。最近はね、ラッキーカードの事故もあるらしいんでね、明日それができたらいいね。はい。いや、マジで完璧に揃えたラッキーカードがあるんで、明日はそれを締めに爆散させてみようかなって 思います。というわけで、シリウスさん1位、ジャックさん2位、僕3位の1、2、3でした。では最後、ラッキーカード開けて、今日は終わりにします。
明日か。
ついに明日。明日じゃねえわ。
ジールス。
今日か。今日の20時の配信。で、僕のクソどうでもいいアカウントを、こいつを爆破させる時が来たかもしれない。検証のため、こいつはいなくなってもらう。
僕はもう大阪に行かなきゃいけないのでアーカイブかツイッターやな。
ああ、通風さんのやつか。はいはい。そう。あと1枚で、ラッキーカードが埋まる状況、かつピックアップチャンネルでルナボンバーが25位以内で完走するがあるから、マジで、状況再現としてはかなり近い状態。ちゃんとかなり埋めたんだけどな。このデータともおさらばしなくちゃいけないわけか。
感想しくじるんやろな。
まあ、明日ちょっと試してみましょう。というわけで、今日はお疲れ様でした。メンクスク動画作ってくれてありがとう。それではまた20時、17時間後にお会いしましょう。お疲れ様でした。
お疲れ様でした。お疲れ様でした。
See you again.